Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know this does not work, and I know what you were thinking. Oh my God, it's the off season. What are we gonna do? Well, when you need your football fix, bring your behind right here, because listen, this is when championships are built in the off season, and that is the truth. If you think that it's time to take it easy, forget about football, no. The teams that continue to win are hard at work already getting themselves together. Players are trying to figure out where they're going next. Had to drop off.
Platform right on the road is uneven. Please watch your step.
Had to drop off the car at the airport, and I'm just taking the metro back home, so that way I can make it easy, so I don't have to drive two cars and stuff there. So right now is the time when you've got to start realizing what kind of team you want to be, what players you want to have, what's going to fit your organization money-wise, player-wise, attitude-wise, and things. Because here's the reality in the NFL season. It's not like back in the 90s when we were incredible, with talent, where you could stockpile guys, you could put them on injured reserve, you could pay guys as much as you want. Right now, you've got a pie, which is a defining amount of slices that you can have. You got to make sure that you can have playmakers, but you also got to make sure that you've got depth in case those playmakers go. You may not like the New England Patriots, but they realize just that it's not necessarily about having superstars as it is about making sure that the next guy up is not a major step down from the superstars. And that's what killed us the year before. When Dez Bryant got hurt, when Tyron Smith got hurt, we didn't have quality guys, or Sean Lee, we didn't have quality guys that could step in without the team missing a heartbeat. And we realized that, and as much as painful as it was to let Dez Bryant go, the reality was part of the reason why the team was successful was they were able to take that money and spread it around and getting guys like Cam Fleming, Xavier Salafalo, and getting depth on the team. So when Tyron Smith went out, we had a guy who may not have been as good as Tyron Smith, but was able to at least hold serve and be capable. So now what the Cowboys have to do is they have to figure out and dissecting the body of this season and looking at it and saying, what went wrong? What can we do better? What pieces can we put together with this team to get it to go to the next level? And some of that's free agency. The Cowboys with Stephen Jones have gotten away from the big free agent signings of the Brandon Carrs and the Greg Hardys and said, we're not going to get into cap hell by getting these guys and running them for 2 years, which for the most part has worked out well because this team has gotten more homegrown talent than probably anybody else in the NFL. When you look at what they've been able to do in the draft, that offensive line, when you look at the players that they brought in that have played valuable minutes that were basically unthought of, Antoine Woods, David Irving, if he could ever get his head on straight. They've been able to take those guys and make them productive players for their team and their system. Now, you have to look at this now from the standpoint of windows. Is the window open for the Dallas Cowboys to make a run? Are you close enough that a piece here and a piece there can make all the difference in the world? And I dare say, looking at what happened with the Rams, looking at the NFC right now, there's a lot of good teams, but I don't look and say there's a juggernaut out there. New Orleans is a really good team, more complete than anybody else. The Rams, I'm not sure that Jared Goff is the guy. To me, he regressed the second half of the season, and sometimes what happens to guys is they become gun-shy. All of a sudden something clicks off and it doesn't click back on, and he may end up being in a slump for a while. Their defense, as much money as went into Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh, and all that, their defense did not live up to expectations. And you look around, okay, the Eagles, they'll be a good team. You don't know how well Carson Wentz is going to be able to hold up. You look at the Saints, of course, they're going to be good. Cam Newton, it's thought he might end up being sitting out all next year. The Falcons, Tampa Bay, the Giants, the Redskins, they're really in rebuilding mode, where Redskins are stuck on stupid. You look at the North, the Bears, were they a one-hit wonder? They're good, but will they be able to repeat, or will they be one of those playoff casualties that'll come back down to earth? The Vikings have good basis, but Kirk Cousins, I'm not sold on that guy. The Lions are the Lions. Green Bay, well, they're starting over a new coach and Aaron Rodgers, the diva. You look out west, Arizona, no. 49ers. Seattle will always be good with Russell Wilson. And you've got the Rams. So if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you look at that slate of all the teams in the NFC, you're in the mix. So you have to ask yourself, is there a piece or two that can help put us over the edge? And do we go ahead and go all out for it? So this is where we start to revisit the Earl Thomas situation. Now the problem with Earl Thomas is he turns 30 May 7th. The other problem is last year he wanted to be the highest paid safety in the NFL. Now with being injured 2 times in the last 2 years, that may have decreased his value, but he's still really good. On the season, keep in mind, he had no OTAs. He had no mini camps. He had no training camp. He literally showed up in street clothes, ready to play. And on the season, the 4 games before he broke his leg, he had 22 tackles and 3 interceptions. I believe the 3 interceptions he had in 4 games are more than anybody on the Dallas Cowboys had last year, period. I got to double check on that, but I think it is. So hypothetically, just for this math's sake, if you take that and put it out to 16-game season, that's 88 tackles and 12 interceptions. Do I think he would have gotten 12 interceptions? I don't think so. But you still look at those numbers. And turnovers, guys, are game changers. And that's something that was truly lacking on this team. And I believe, I'm going to go to my grave in saying this, nothing against Jeff Heath, because Jeff Heath's a great guy. He is a great player and things, but you don't have the experience of an Earl Thomas. And I believe when Jared Goff ran in the playoffs, that Earl Thomas would have stopped him. And had Earl Thomas stopped him, we would have had a chance in that game. I'm just going to put it out there now. So you look at him from a standpoint of many different facets for part of this team. One, the guy's a player. Okay, it's a broken leg. You'll heal from that. Okay? That was more of a freak injury than anything else. But you'll heal, and you're talking about a guy who's got a Super Bowl ring and Super Bowl experience twice that can be a leader on the field. And I know a lot of people will say, well, he's coming from someplace else. You know, how can he become a leader? Well, here's the thing now. A guy who I wanted the Cowboys to get last year, Mario Davis. Mario went from the Jets to Cleveland to the Jets to New Orleans. And I'm going to tell you, that guy instantly became a leader on that defense. And he's a guy who leads by example. He's a guy that will get in your face. He's a guy who will give you every single bit of energy on the field. He will literally even on the field. And that's the kind of player that Earl Thomas is. But the bottom line in the NFL is the bottom line. And that's how much will it cost you, and can you afford it? Because sometimes you look at things and say, wow, that would be nice to have, but it's a luxury. So you have to look at it from the standpoint is, what is it going to take to get him? What is he going to want for salary? And does he want to go to Dallas, much like a lot of players want to go to New England, towards the end of their career and say, you know what, winning is more important at this point. I've gotten plenty of money. I'm set. Winning a ring to me is the thing that I want, because you'll see a lot of great veterans that will turn around and go to New England and take less money for that opportunity to get that ring. And maybe, just maybe, that's what you get with an Earl Thomas. Only time will tell. But I think it's worth looking at, and of course, it's the offseason. Got to have something to talk about. But there's no rest for the weary here. I'm going to be back at work on this channel, bringing you guys all the coverage and building towards free agency and towards the draft. So hold on tight, guys. You need your football fix? Don't worry. You're going to get it here. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you soon.